Oh, you're trying to catch a glimpse of what's starting to look like a bike behind me? Well, that's awesome. In this episode, we're going to be tackling a bunch of stuff. We're going to be cleaning up odds and ends. We're also going to be powder coating the rear subframe, getting the front triple trees powder coated, and we're also going to be doing one other thing I decided to do on a whim. I couldn't help myself. I'm sure some of you guys couldn't too. We went ahead and did that, so let's go ahead and jump into the episode, and you guys can watch me clean up some parts. So as I'm doing this little time lapse here, I wanted to take a second and kind of tell you guys a little bit about myself. So the first bike I ever worked on was in 2014, and it was a little off-brand pit bike. I had no idea what I was doing. I thought the best thing to do was to pull the head off of it. I don't know why. It probably just needed the carburetor cleaned, but I pulled the head off of it, and guess what? It didn't go back together. Some time goes on, and I end up getting this 1988 YZ125 that was an absolute basket case. It needed everything under the sun redone on it, and I had no other resources, so I had to do this work myself. I was trying to race this bike relatively competitively. I'm not talking for money or anything, but just around, local tracks and everything. And trying to run a bike like that against some of these newer built bikes is just absolutely impossible. So as time went on, I would fix some things on this bike, and as I was fixing it, I realized that I really, really love doing this stuff. I was super passionate about it, and I was actually looking forward to when things broke, because every time I was working on the bike, I just loved it. And the more I worked on them, the more I learned about them, and it ended up snowballing into, kind of working on other people's bikes. This was after, of course, a while after, but it ended up getting to the point where on my 88 YZ250, I had no other choice but to rebuild the top end. And so I nervously pulled off the cylinder and pulled off the head and everything that goes along with it, and put a new piston in it, and put the cylinder back on and the head back on, and kicked it up, and it ran. And at that point, I was on top of the moon. That was one of the best feelings ever, because it's like I just successfully rebuilt my first two-stroke dirt bike. It was a great feeling. And from that point on, I would just learn more and more about bikes. And then it ended up getting now to the point where I'm starting to work on other people's bikes. And this passion for working on motorcycles just kind of grew and grew. And it was kind of weird, because it felt like working on bikes was a way to kind of express yourself. I just loved doing it. And I didn't really have, many people there to help me doing it. So I learned everything on my own, kind of. And at 14 at the time, or 14 and 15, I'm 25 now. And I was just working on things, and as time went on, I got more bikes that had more problems and worked on more people's bikes, and we're at the point now where we're doing this absolutely beautiful build on YouTube. And I've discovered that YouTube is also another big passion for me. I absolutely love making these videos, and it's super cool to see some people in the comments just right there along with me loving this. So it's something I really enjoy doing, working on bikes. And I encourage you guys, if you are nervous to start your own bike build, or if you are nervous to wrench on your own bike, absolutely don't be, and just dive in. You don't need too many tools. It's not too bad of an investment. You just need some basic hand tools, and there's so many resources out there nowadays to help you out with a bike build, and you might end up finding that you have an absolute love for doing this kind of stuff. I mean, I had no idea at 14 what I ended up doing, and now I realize that I basically every day I'm turning some kind of wrench, and I love doing it. So absolutely, if you guys are nervous about this stuff, just dive in. You might find out that you love it. Got that subframe coated up real nice. It came out super nice. I'm really happy with the subframe. Same color as the aesthetic red on the frame. We're gonna go ahead. I was a little bit tempted to do something different with the subframe, but I figured aesthetic red would probably look the best with what my plans are for this bike. Right now, we're gonna be taking the triple tree, and we're gonna be taking these casting marks out with a Prime MX rough wheel. I think it'll look super clean with these cast marks out. We're gonna powder coat these as well, but let's go ahead and take down these casting marks. Ow! Don't do that. Woo, that's hot. Damn. I'm always doing that. Always doing that. See, that casting mark is all gone now. You can see it a little bit, but you don't want to go too much and take all the material out. So once it's powder coated, it should look super trick. And that's my foot with the C-clamp. Ow. So we're sandblasting the triple trees just to get them cleaned up a little bit, get some etching in there so the powder sticks better. But I don't want to brush over the fact that I made some serious upgrades to the 1/4-inch drywall sandblast cabinet. This thing absolutely rips now, and it was supposed to be temporary, and then I ended up sticking with it. So this thing's a beast now. So I decided out of nowhere, we're gonna do a little bit of bonus in this episode. We're gonna go ahead and drop the engine into the frame. I can't wait. I'm sure some of you guys can't wait. I can't wait to see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and get this engine bolted in. We don't have the swing arm and stuff done yet, but it's time just to we can work around it. So let's just get it in. Gotta tell how that looks. I'm still looking above it. Oh, mama. Oh, yeah, let's get some bolts in this thing. Clean these bad boys up with some prime wheels and they look sweet. I also like to make sure all my bolt heads and nuts are going the same way. It's just a little attention to detail thing that makes a big difference in the end. I'm missing something here. And I think it's the coil. Yeah, I think it is. Let me get these bottom ones worked down. So I got the CDI cleaned up with some soap and water, and it's looking a lot better, but I want to try to make it look even better. So I'm going to try some of this Mother's Back to Black. I'm going to spray it on there. This stuff works super well on trims and stuff, but I want to see what it makes this CDI look like. We're gonna let this sit. Hopefully it takes some of that shine goes away. Let's see how it looks in about 10 to 15 minutes. So the back to black didn't really do much. It looks a little better, but looks about the same. So I would say that is not worth picking up a can just to clean up your CDI. So one other thing I want to do in this video is pull the electrical tape off this old harness here. And I want to put some new tape on, because this tape right here is probably from 2001. It's all dirty, nasty looking, so I just want to tape this up with some new tape, get it looking all nice. I'm going to keep this under here because this is real aggressive rubber, and that kind of protects this real nice, so I'm going to keep that under there. At the very end of your wrap, I always like to cut with scissors, so it lays nice and flat like that and doesn't leave that, when you pull it, you know, it leaves out nasty. So there it is. That looks a lot better. These triple trees ended up coming out pretty good. I don't have any bearings or anything in there yet, but I just kind of wanted to see what they came out to look like. I really like that you could still lightly see the Applied Racing top triple clamp, but I think they look really cool. I can't wait to get the forks in there. We can see now kind of what we got going on with that beautiful engine mounted in that beautiful frame. We got the subframe in. Well, subframe's hanging there right now. And then we got the front triples on. So it's looking real nice. I'm really happy with it. Let's go ahead and do one more thing. Kind of give you guys a little sneak peek of what we got going on here. I'm real excited. It's almost starting to feel like the bike's like, we're getting close to the first start now. I got to do some stuff to the pipe and, you know, hook up all the electronics, but it's getting there for a first start. We still got a lot of work to do, but this video was just kind of odds and ends and, you know, cleaning up stuff we had to get done. But man, I love that. That looks awesome. So as per usual, I got a huge mess to clean up, as per usual with these build videos. So if you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to leave a like. It helps me out a ton, get this bike out, let more people see it. So if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, that would be absolutely amazing. I would appreciate it a whole ton. But we got a whole bunch of stuff done in the YZ today. I'm starting to feel good. It's almost feeling like it's time for the first start. So if you guys missed any of the episodes, make sure you check out these 2 episodes here, more of the breakdown here, and thank you guys for watching.